They say you can't choose your family. But what happens when your husband's mother tries to kill you? I'm talking literally pushed me down a marble staircase while my billionaire husband watched. I survived. And honey, what I did next? That's the real story. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell because you won't believe how this ends. Drop a comment and tell me what you would have done. Now, let me take you back to the day my life changed forever. My name is Janelle Thompson, and 3 years ago, I married the man of my dreams, Christopher Hayes, billionaire real estate developer, charming smile, kind eyes. At least I thought they were kind. We met at a charity gala where I was working as a social worker, helping raise funds for youth programs. He walked up to me, asked about my work, and actually listened. Really listened. Not many men like that exist, especially not men with his kind of money. We dated for 2 years before he proposed, and girl, when I say it was a fairy tale proposal, I mean it. Rose petals, violinist, the whole 9 yards. I said yes without hesitation. I loved him. I really did. But there was one problem I didn't fully understand until it was too late. His mother, Diane Hayes. From the moment Christopher introduced us, I felt it, that cold stare, that fake smile that never reached her eyes. The way she looked me up and down like I was something stuck to the bottom of her designer shoe. At first, I told myself I was being paranoid. Maybe she was just protective of her son. Maybe she needed time to warm up to me. But it wasn't paranoia. It was intuition. And I should have listened. The microaggressions started small. Comments about my hair. "Oh, is that your natural texture?" "How interesting." Questions about my background. "Where are your people from, dear?" As if being black meant I couldn't possibly just be from Chicago like I told her. She'd rearrange seating at family dinners so I was as far from Christopher as possible. She'd bring up his ex-girlfriend, this woman named Catherine, constantly. Catherine knew how to host a proper dinner party. Catherine went to Yale. Catherine understood our family's legacy. I tried talking to Christopher about it. He'd just sigh and say, "That's just how she is. She'll come around. Give her time." But time only made it worse. After we got married, Diane's hostility became impossible to ignore. She had a key to our house and would show up unannounced. She'd criticize everything from my cooking to my clothes to my career. Social work? How noble. But shouldn't you be focusing on supporting Christopher's career now? I stayed strong, though. I knew my worth. I'd worked too hard, overcome too much to let anyone make me feel small. I came from a single-parent household, put myself through college, built a career helping people. I wasn't going to let some bitter woman with too much money and too much time break my spirit. But then something happened that changed everything. I got pregnant, 8 weeks along. Christopher and I were overjoyed. We'd been trying for 6 months, and finally, it happened. We decided to wait until the end of the first trimester to tell people, but there was a family event coming up. Christopher's father, Harold, was turning 70, and Diane was throwing this massive gala at their estate. Hundreds of guests, live orchestra, the works. Christopher thought it would be the perfect time to announce our news. Share our joy with the whole family at once. I had reservations. Something in my gut told me to wait. But Christopher was so excited, and I wanted to see him happy. So I agreed. We'd announce it at the party. I even bought this beautiful gold gown for the occasion. I wanted to look stunning. I wanted Diane to see that I belonged, that I was carrying her grandchild, that maybe, just maybe, this could be the thing that finally made her accept me. I was so naive. The night of the gala arrived. The Hayes estate looked like something out of a movie. Chandeliers sparkling, champagne flowing, men in tuxedos and women in gowns that cost more than my first car. I walked in on Christopher's arm, feeling beautiful and nervous. This was it. Tonight everything would change. But from the moment we arrived, Diane was ice cold, colder than usual. She barely acknowledged me, and when she did, there was something in her eyes I'd never seen before. It wasn't just dislike, it was hatred. Pure, undiluted hatred. Christopher was busy networking, shaking hands, talking business. He kept leaving me alone, and every time he did, I felt Diane's eyes on me. Watching. Waiting. About an hour into the party, I needed to use the restroom. The downstairs bathrooms were occupied, so I headed upstairs to the private wing of the house. The hallway was quiet, a stark contrast to the noise below. I used the bathroom, touched up my makeup, and gave myself a little pep talk in the mirror. "You got this, Janelle. Just a few more hours, then you can go home." When I opened the bathroom door, Diane was standing there, right outside, waiting for me. My heart jumped. "Diane, you startled me." She didn't move, just stared at me with those cold blue eyes. "We need to talk." I wanted to walk past her, go back downstairs where there were people and witnesses, but something told me this conversation was inevitable. "Okay, what about?" "You're pregnant." My blood ran cold. We hadn't told anyone. How did she know? My face must have given me away because she smiled, actually smiled. But it wasn't warm, it was cruel. "Did you really think you could hide it from me?" "I know my son. I see the way he looks at you lately, the way you've been glowing, the way you turned down champagne tonight." She took a step closer. "You think a baby will make you belong here? You think it will trap my son into staying with you?" "Trap him?" "Diane, I love Christopher. This baby is a mistake." Her voice was sharp as glass. "You are a mistake. From the beginning, I knew you were wrong for him. You don't come from our world. You don't understand our legacy, and I will not stand by and watch you dilute my family's bloodline with your— Don't you dare finish that sentence." My voice shook, but I held my ground. "I am your son's wife. I am carrying your grandchild, and you need to respect that." She laughed, actually laughed. "Respect? You want respect? You've taken everything from him, his focus, his ambition, his future, and now you're trying to trap him permanently." "I'm going back downstairs." I moved to walk past her, toward the grand staircase that led back to the party, but she followed me. "You don't belong here, Janelle. You never did, and I won't let you ruin my son's life." I reached the top of the staircase. The marble steps stretched below, grand and gleaming. I could hear the music from the party, the laughter, the clinking of glasses. Christopher was down there somewhere. Safe. Normal. I just needed to get back to him. That's when I felt her hands on my shoulders. It happened so fast. 1 second I was standing at the top of the stairs, the next I was falling, tumbling down cold, hard marble, my body hitting step after step after step. I remember trying to grab onto something, anything. I remember the pain, the shock, the fear, and I remember Christopher's face at the bottom of the stairs, frozen in horror. Then everything went black. I woke up 3 days later in a hospital room, white walls, beeping machines, the smell of antiseptic. My body felt like it had been hit by a truck. Every breath hurt. I tried to move and pain shot through my ribs. My wrist was in a cast. My head pounded. Christopher was sitting in a chair beside my bed. He looked terrible. Eyes red, face unshaven, clothes wrinkled. When he saw I was awake, he grabbed my hand. "Janelle, thank God, I was so scared. It all came rushing back. The stairs, Diane, the push." My other hand immediately went to my stomach. The look on Christopher's face told me everything I needed to know. "No, no, please no. I'm so sorry." His voice broke. "The fall. You lost the baby." I don't remember the sound that came out of me. I just remember the pain. Not physical pain, something deeper, something that felt like my soul was being ripped apart. Our baby, our sweet baby that we'd wanted so much. Gone. "Diane," I managed to say through my tears. "She pushed me. Christopher, your mother pushed me down the stairs." He pulled his hand away. That small gesture told me everything. "Janelle, you were both arguing at the top of the stairs." Emotions were high. My mother said it was an accident. "You tripped." I stared at him. "I didn't trip." She pushed me. With both hands. I felt it. "You hit your head pretty hard. Maybe you're confused about what—" "I am not confused." Pain radiated through my ribs as I raised my voice, but I didn't care. "Your mother tried to kill me. She told me I didn't belong in your family. She said our baby was a mistake. Then she pushed me down the stairs. Christopher stood up, ran his hands through his hair. This is crazy. My mother would never— Your mother hates me, Christopher. She's always hated me, and you've always made excuses for her. She's my mother, Janelle. What do you want me to do? Have her arrested? Tear apart my family over an accident? That word. Accident. Like I was being dramatic. Like I was lying. I looked at the man I married, the man I loved, and realized he was choosing her, his mother, over me, over our dead baby, over the truth. The police came later that day. Diane had already given her statement, said we were arguing, said I lost my balance, said she tried to grab me but couldn't reach me in time. Accident, that's what it said in the report. I told them my version. They wrote it down. But without evidence, without witnesses, it was my word against hers. And in that moment, lying in that hospital bed, broken and mourning, I realized something. Christopher wasn't going to stand up for me. His family wasn't going to take my side. I was alone. But I'd been alone before, and I'd survived worse. This wasn't going to break me. I spent 2 more days in the hospital. Christopher visited, but the distance between us was unbridgeable. He wanted me to let it go, move on, forgive his mother and focus on healing. But I couldn't, wouldn't, because this wasn't just about me anymore. This was about justice, about truth, about refusing to be silenced. When I was discharged, I didn't go home. I checked into a hotel and called my friend Nicole. We'd gone to college together. She was a lawyer now, specializing in personal injury and assault cases. I told her everything. She listened without interrupting, and when I finished, she said 5 words that changed everything. We're going to destroy her. Nicole started digging. The Hayes mansion had security cameras, but Diane had made sure they were turned off that night. Convenient. But Nicole found something Diane didn't know about. Christopher's father, Harold, had installed a backup security system 6 months earlier. Diane had been acting erratic, and Harold wanted to keep an eye on things. The backup system was hidden, digital, and Harold controlled it personally. Nicole contacted Harold. At first he was defensive, protective of his family, but Nicole laid out the facts. His grandson was dead, his daughter-in-law was in the hospital, and his wife was lying to everyone. Harold agreed to meet with us. Sitting across from Harold in a quiet coffee shop, I saw something in his eyes. Guilt. Sadness. "She's done this before," he finally said. "Not exactly like this, but she's driven people away from Christopher. His first serious girlfriend, a woman named Catherine. My wife tormented her until she left. I should have stopped it then. I'm sorry, Janelle. I'm so sorry." He gave us access to the backup footage, and there it was, clear as day. Diane following me upstairs, Diane confronting me, and Diane's hands on my shoulders pushing me down those stairs. The truth, undeniable and recorded. I filed a police report with the new evidence. I filed for divorce. Christopher had made me sign a prenup, but Nicole found a clause. If either party committed a crime against the other, the prenup was void, and assault definitely qualified. Then I went public, on my terms. I wrote an article for a major online publication, told my story, shared my truth, included a statement from Harold confirming the footage existed. Within 24 hours, it went viral. The response was overwhelming. Messages from women who'd been through similar situations, support from strangers, outcry against Diane, pressure on the police to prosecute. The Hayes family tried to control the narrative, but the truth was louder than their money. Diane was arrested, charged with assault and attempted murder due to the pregnancy loss. Christopher's business took a massive hit. His board of directors forced him to make a public statement. He finally condemned his mother's actions, apologized to me publicly, said he should have believed me. But it was too late. The man I loved, the man who should have protected me, had chosen his mother over me when it mattered most. The trial took 8 months. The footage was damning. Harold testified against his own wife. The jury deliberated for less than 4 hours. Guilty on all counts. Diane Hayes was sentenced to 3 years in prison. I also won the civil suit. $15 million in damages. The divorce settlement gave me another $25 million. But the money wasn't the victory was being believed, being vindicated, standing up for myself when no one else would. With that money, I started something that mattered, the Broken Stairs Foundation. We help domestic violence survivors, especially Black women who aren't believed when they speak up. We provide legal aid, therapy, housing assistance, and advocacy. I went back to school and became a licensed therapist. I turned my pain into purpose. That was 2 years ago. Today, I'm healed. Not completely. I don't know if you ever completely heal from something like that. But I'm stronger. I'm thriving. I met someone new, a man who actually stands up for me, who believes me, who respects me. We're taking it slow, but for the first time in years, I feel safe. Christopher tried to reach out multiple times, apologizing, begging for another chance, claiming he's changed. I blocked him. Some bridges once burned should stay ashes. Diane gets out of prison in a year. I used to be scared of that day. Now? I'm unbothered. She can't hurt me anymore. I won't let her. That staircase was supposed to break me. Instead, it broke me open. I found strength I didn't know I had. I learned that love without respect isn't love, that family isn't always blood, and that sometimes the worst thing that happens to you becomes the thing that saves you. If you're in a situation where people don't believe you, where you're gaslit, where you're made to feel crazy, trust yourself. Your truth matters. Your life matters. You deserve people who will stand up for you, not just stand by. If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe to this channel for more real stories about survival and strength. Comment below. What would you have done? And remember, you're stronger than whatever tried to break you. I'll see you in the next one. Stay blessed.